How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 314, entitled The Lovely Lady Nagant.
You were once a legend, but what are you now? Just a shell of a woman.
You don't know everything about me. I made mistakes choosing between what the world wants you to be and who you are.
And she is equally lovely as she is deadly. And with her name in the title, I am assuming we might be getting some of her backstory in this chapter, and I am hoping that is going to be the case. But coming off of last chapter, our boy Deku was able to close the long distance gap between him and Lady Nagant. By using Smokescreen and Black Whip, Deku was able to create a few decoys to distract Lady Nagant long enough for him to utilize the third user's quirk of Fajin for the very first time to build up enough explosive energy for him to jump through an entire building and catch Lady Nagant off guard. So going into this chapter with these two now face to face, I'm curious to see who has the advantage in this situation, because I bet you Lady Nagant has been trained in close quarters combat by the Safety Commission.
I can see the future!
This fight is not over yet, and I am excited to see where we go next. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 314.
What do we have here?
I will make it to the top!
And here we go, picking up right where last chapter left off, and we just see Deku grabbing a hold of Lady Nagant's arm after he propelled himself through the rooftop of the building. My smoke screen won't spread very far in the rain, so she should be able to instantly react to my scattered decoys. She took the bait, and now I've got her. He's even faster now. What was this little punk up to while he was hiding in the smoke? The best way to handle a sniper is to get close. I'm gonna make you tell me everything you know about All for One. Oh? You think you've won? I'm not spilling anything.
Fool.
Yo, and we see Lady Nagant retracting the sniper rifle back into her arm, spins around Deku, and proceeds with an extended elbow shot by launching the sniper rifle directly into Deku's guts.
Kidney shot! Kidney shot, kidney shot, kidney shot! And pause! Stomach punch! Oh! Gonna whiz red.
And you just see Deku coughing from the pain right here. Ugh. The Safety Commission taught me everything I know. Exactly.
Called it.
The Safety Commission not only trained her in long range, but in short range battle as well. That way when she's out in the field, she can handle herself in situations just like this. That makes complete sense. But as she is saying that to Deku, you can see her crafting a bullet from her hair and proceeds to shoot it at Deku. But luckily, Deku was able to launch himself off of the air and avoid that point-blank shot at his stomach.
Damn!
That was too close.
And then we see Deku catching himself midair by activating Float. Then why work for All for One? You know he's plotting to take over everything, right? So why? I know you used to be a hero.
Pathetic.
And as Deku is saying this, you just see this glazed look come over Nagant's face as she is using Airwalk to disappear back into the darkness. All you're seeing is that phony sense of order they've manufactured. No wonder people tinged by it can't understand the truth. Tinged! And Deku looks so angry in this panel shot right here.
You've much
Damn
yet
it!
to learn.
I had her right where I wanted her. But the third was right. My parallel quirk processes are all screwed up.
Now, I'm not the kind of guy who says, I told you so. I'm the kind of guy who makes it a banner.
So it looks like the third user gets to say, "I told you so," in this moment. They warned Deku that he wasn't ready with his current quark parallel processes, that his reaction time would still be slow, switching between the quarks. And that seemed to be the case. Because of his slow reaction time in using the quarks, it gave Nagant an opening, and she took advantage of it. Yo, and speaking of reaction time, we see a shot coming out from the darkness with Deku barely being able to avoid it, but the pouch on his side gets shot off with what looks like medical supplies flying out. Whoa, from behind? I was exhausted. And the bullet that was shot at Deku has one of those microphones built into it. And as Deku looks back at it, another shot comes in and just barely grazes Deku's side as it goes curving into another building, with 2 more shots incoming. I was exhausted after so much killing, and it was all to preserve our sham society. Yo, look at Deku in this panel shot right here. Just bobbing and weaving, tucking and rolling, trying to avoid all these bullets being shot at him right now.
Come on, just give up already!
My gift to you. Incoming.
My spider senses are starting to tingle.
Here they come! Dodge! 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 Just keep avoiding them! Autonomous Ultra Instinct.
Yo, forget Danger Sense right now. Deku is trying to tap into some Ultra Instinct so he can avoid all these bullets that Lady Nagant is firing upon him. And he is just barely escaping each shot that goes by him.
I see you.
And then you just see the barrel of Lady Nagant's rifle peering through the darkness. Say there was a group plotting acts of terrorism against heroes, or a hero team colluding with a gang of villains while gaining fame and fortune. When you have people like that, people capable of shaking the bedrock of our society, law and order won't cut it. They have to disappear along with their crimes. And by disappear, she means to kill them and to make it look like they never even existed. The Safety Commission gave me those classified missions.
Let me weave you the tale of my origin. Our story begins, as many stories often do, with a young girl shooting a little boy in the face.
Once upon a time, vigilantes played the role of heroes and won the people's trust. In turn, the country made sure they kept doing their part. At the end of the day, trust in heroes is the foundation of superpowered society. And me, I was a cog set in place to keep that system running nice and smooth. Okay, so we are going to be diving into some Lady Nagant backstory. This is what I've been looking forward to.
Hello, babe.
But speaking of backstory, my God.
That ass.
This is also something I like getting to see. We have a full body shot showing off the lovely Lady Nagant's assets.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yes. Yes. Yes! Come to Papa! Extra thick!
Horikoshi knew what he was doing when he was drawing this panel, and I have no complaints. It is the perfect combination between lovely, beautiful, and deadly. Love this shot of Lady Nagant. But looking at the hero silhouettes directly behind her, you can see front and center the silhouettes of Yoroi Musha. Which does make sense to see him here because he was working as a pro hero for quite a while until his ill-timed retirement a few chapters back. But transitioning down to Nagant's feet, you see lying before her is all of her victims. All of the people that she was ordered to kill by the Safety Commission are lying dead at her feet. A system with 2 sides to it, a front and a back. And then we have a panel showing some criminals with the boss already shot dead at his desk with a bullet hole in his head, with the one henchman just pleading for his life right here. Wait, no, we haven't done anything yet. We only started talking about...
Holy sh... Shit!
Yo.
My gift to you. One shot, one kill.
No, please, have mercy! Raining blood! From a lacerated sky! Bleeding its horror! Creating my structure, now I shall rain blood!
Now that is a panel shot right there. Just showing Lady Nagant covered in the blood of her victims as she was carrying out the mission, following orders. And you know she had to kill a lot of people by order of the Safety Commission. And she carried out those orders with that cold, dead look in her eyes. But what's crazy is that she probably had to kill a lot of villains and criminals that committed crimes, but some that were just in the process of thinking about doing it. This guy pleading for his life is basically stating we didn't do anything wrong yet. And yet the Safety Commission already found them guilty and ordered their execution by the hand of Lady Nagant.
If getting my hands dirty will help everyone else rest easy, then I gladly take on the task.
A system that needed both sides to maintain itself. So I obeyed, I complied, I did my duty.
Nice shot.
And you see Lady Nagant continuing with her missions, going after her targets like a good soldier for the Safety Commission, and she's taking them out one by one. But I love this panel shot showing her curved bullet entering the building and taking each person out with headshots after headshot after headshots.
Boom! Headshot! Boom! Headshot! Boom! Headshot!
But I also like the fact that these two panels are being separated by the barrel of her rifle. That is cool as well. But then, leaving those missions, we see Lady Nagant walking the streets next to a cop with a group of kids running towards her. Lady, we're big fans. Can we shake your hand? For you guys? Sure. As a special treat.
Behold.
Yo.
Oh, no.
You may be able to wash the blood away, but it will permanently remain in her mind. You see her reaching out to shake this boy's hand, but all she can see is the blood of the victims that she has killed, and she quickly pulls the hand away and is just looking on at these kids with fear in her eyes. She can't accept it. She can't accept this love and admiration from these kids because she knows the dark stuff she has had to do, the amount of people she has had to kill, and deep down she can't accept that love and admiration from these kids. And kind of doesn't want them to look up to her, because if they look up to her, they might follow down the same path she is on, and she does not want that for these kids. This right here is leading her to her breaking point. Damn. We're huge fans. Shake our hands. A system so fragile, it made my head spin. I was exhausted. A phony sham. Yeah, she is just breaking down right now as we see her just sitting alone in her apartment with nothing more than a table and the chair she is sitting on. And it looks like she's just drowning her sorrows by drinking in the dark, and she just has this dazed look on her face.
You were once a legend, but what are you now? Just a shell of a woman.
I've been compromised. I got rid of my ledger. I'd like to wipe it out.
And it looks like we are transitioning over to the commission itself, with Lady Nagant being briefed on her next targets. These two, they've been inciting ordinary civilians to commit crimes before hunting down those freshly minted criminals and collecting the rewards. But now, these bad apple heroes are about to go missing. And by go missing, he means Lady Nagant's going to kill them and make them disappear. Is killing them really gonna improve society?
What did you say?
And this man just pauses from what he was saying, looks at Lady Nagant and is like, what did you just say? Making people believe everything's puppies and rainbows, is that any better than brainwashing? And now this man is getting ready to talk Lady Nagant down and bring her back to his side.
Your work has been a gift to mankind. You shaped the century, and I need you to do it one more time. Society is at a tipping point between order and chaos. Tomorrow morning, we're going to give it a push. But if you don't do your part, I can't do mine.
Nagant, it's all necessary. Someone must preserve the hope and faith that the front-facing heroes have built up. Preserve, huh? And after that, then what? I'm sure you're quite aware that this isn't a job you can simply walk away from. And we see this man beginning to reach into his coat pocket. He's reaching for something. President, you're a strong one.
A legend falls.
Yo! And we see Nagant whipping out her arm cannon and is getting ready to shoot the president of the Safety Commission.
Hot damn!
So, is this the hero that she killed to wind up in Tartarus? She killed the then president of the Safety Commission?
Yep.
Yo, this just got a whole lot more interesting. But what was this man reaching for in his suit? Was he reaching for a gun or like a file? Because with what he's saying right here, he is basically threatening Lady Nagant that she's got to go through with this. They have too much dirt on her and that she's killed too many people. This isn't the type of job that she can just quit and resign from. And after saying that, with everything on Nagant's mind, she's basically realizing she has no other choice. She just whips out the arm cannon and proceeds to shoot the president.
I think it's time for us to see other people.
You killed the president of the Safety Commission at that time? That never made the news. They claimed you killed another hero during an argument. And the Safety Commission completely covered it up, telling the public that Nagant killed a random pro hero instead of the commission president. Yup, even then the Safety Commission had to keep up the illusion. Internal disputes, mutiny, no way. That wasn't for the public to know. You really are that ignorant, huh?
Look!
Yo, and as she is saying this, you can see the bullet traveling through the panel dividers, and then it grazes across Deku's arm and gets lodged into a window. This superpower society is a gilded daydream seen through rose-colored glasses. But it's paper thin, a fragile illusion. Say you bring back the status quo, then what? History will just repeat itself. The public gets to stargaze at the bright and shiny side, while the dark truth gnaws away at someone else. Yo, and we see the moment when a young Lady Nagant was being recruited to the Safety Commission by the president she would eventually kill, and then the future female president that gets introduced at the Billboard charts.
This boy has a natural gift. He should become a hero. Please, allow us to support your family while we help him reach his potential.
And I'm curious as to why the young Lady Nagant has her arm all bandaged up, because that is usually where the arm cannon protrudes from.
Yes!
And I just feel so bad for the young Lady Nagant, being so excited and hopeful with that glimmer in her eyes being recruited by the Safety Commission. She can't wait to make the world a better place as a pro hero, and yet years later down the road, that glimmer of hope in her eyes is going to dissipate, it's going to be gone, and she's going to be weighed down by all the death and burdens that she now carries. Damn, that sucks. At least a future ruled over by All for One will be a hell of a lot more transparent. And she says this as she fires another shot down upon Deku.
End of flashback.
I have you now.
That would be the last mistake you ever made.
Get over here!
Over there! And Deku, thanks to that shot, pinpoints Lady Nagant's location, and he fires a black whip in her direction. The 5th, pinpoint focus, and it launches at Lady Nagant, and she just barely dodges it and moves out of the way. And you see Black Whip attach itself to the building right next to her. This kid, he analyzed my moves based on my shot trajectories. And he is using Black Whip to pull himself forward at top speed toward Lady Nagant. Maybe I was ignorant, but I'm starting to see things clearly. He's fast. It's not all black and white. Most things in this world are in shades of gray, a blend of fear and anger. And Deku is basically agreeing with Lady Nagant in this moment. And Deku is reflecting upon everything that he has seen over basically the past month, but more in the past week. Starting with this fight up against Shigaraki when he was monologuing to all of them about how society has failed them. And then he's also thinking back about those civilians that were attacking the Fox Lady. And then, of course, the dark history with Endeavor with Dabi Toya. Deku is realizing that his initial view of Hero Society is wrong. He is now beginning to see the shades of gray and is agreeing with Lady Nagant that things need to change. And he's even reflecting back upon Shigaraki's words. Swept their pain under the rug with maggots crawling out. Which is exactly why I've got to extend a helping hand.
I'll save them
Exactly, Deku. Calling back to what he said about Shigaraki. Lending that helping hand to the villains because they need it the most. Agreeing with Lady Nagant that the status quo should not come back, and that is why we need to lend everyone a helping hand moving forward.
Are you sure about that?
That phony education's done wonders for you. Even in midair, he dodged to protect his joints from taking damage. He's focused on reading my patterns and evading. Fine. Then how about one more thing to think about?
Chisaki from Shiya Saikai. What are you doing here?
Of course. Of course this was bound to happen with the setup that we currently have. It just makes sense. And it looks like Lady Nagant will be testing Deku's words in this moment because she is shifting her gun away from Deku and now has Overhaul in her line of sight. Deku's gonna have to rush in and try to save Overhaul. Which is kind of a nice callback to when Mirio had to rush in and save Eri when Overhaul and Shinimoto had the gun pointed at her.
Namoto! Shoot!
His true feelings.
Well, well, well. How the turntables.
Oh, how the turntables. Now it looks like Overhaul is the one staring down the barrel of a gun, needing Deku to lend him a helping hand. Yo, I just realized the irony of this situation combined with what Deku just said.
You serious?
Very poor choice of words.
Yo, that is hilarious. Deku, you had a poor choice of words for this situation. I know you need to lend everyone a helping hand, but for this given circumstance, you're gonna need to lend 2 towards Chisaki. And the best part kind of about this is that Deku had no idea that Chisaki was even here. As he comes speed blitzing towards Lady Nagant, he looks over and notices Overhaul was here the entire time as he's screaming on top of the roof, saying, "You done yet? Gotta get to the boss." And Deku's like, "What? Chisaki? How the hell are you here?" And then you just see this crazed look come over Nagant's face as she is getting ready to shoot her shot towards Overhaul. She is ready to test the words that Deku just said. That right there is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits June 6th.
I won't let anyone die! I'll save them all! No way. Chisaki from Shie Saikai. What are you doing here?
Locked and loaded.
Man, this right here was another great chapter, and I loved that we finally got to dive into some Lady Nagant backstory. I've been looking forward to that, and it did not disappoint. And I actually liked getting to see the darker side of the Hero Commission and how they've been operating behind the scenes the entire time. Because we already knew they were shady with the missions that they were giving to Hawks. But after seeing the missions they were giving to Lady Nagant, oh boy. They are on a different level entirely, sending her out to kill both guilty and innocent villains and heroes alike, all on the promise that this will lead to a better hero society moving forward. But she eventually saw through those fake lies and realized it's the current society that's causing all of those problems and needs to change. So going into the end of the chapter, Deku ends up agreeing with her, saying that hero society should not return to the status quo and needs to be built back better, with them lending a helping hand to everyone around, hero and villain alike. And it's after hearing that Lady Nagant is ready to test those words by putting Overhaul's life on the line. So in this moment, Deku needs to lend out 2 helping hands. One to Overhaul and the other to Lady Nagant. The first one is going to be a tough pill to swallow because this is Overhaul, the same man that tormented Eri, took away Mirio's quirk for a time, and killed Sir Night-Eye. So if Deku can look past all that and save Overhaul in this moment, then he can prove to Lady Nagant that he walks the walk, he talks the talk, and will eventually become the world's greatest hero. And maybe he can win her over, they can have a conversation, and this can all lead to the end of their fight. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 314 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter and what you guys thought about seeing Lady Nagant's backstory, how she was basically a hired gun by the Safety Commission, how it affected her and kind of molded her view on hero society moving forward. And with the ending setup that we have with Deku trying to save Overhaul from Lady Nagant, how is this situation going to play out? And will Deku be able to prove himself to Lady Nagant by putting actions behind his words? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 315 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra!